Okay, so hello everyone. So we will going to discuss what are the different requirements should your product comply with to be allowed in the European markets. So this is under the subject of seafood processing standards and regulation. So before we proceed, we will gonna discuss what are being considered or under the European Union. So again, the European Union is a unique and economic political partnership between 28 democratic countries of the European Union. So what are those different markets or different states that under the EU? So these are the following. So we have the Austria, Belgium, Bulgaria, Cyprus, Czech Republic, the Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France. Under France, we have Guyana, Martinique, Guadeloupe, and Reunion. So it also includes Germany, Greece, Hungary, Ireland, Italy, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malta, the Netherlands, Poland, Portugal, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, including Andorra and Canary Island. Thus, this also includes the Sweden and the UK or the United Kingdom. While Switzerland and Norway and Iceland rather are not officially member of the state, but they also adopted and followed the EU requirements, and the fish exported to these countries are subject to the same requirements as well. So, EU again is the world's largest trader that being considered globally. The EU is the world's largest in terms of the trading and world in terms of world trade market. So the income passes for about 16% of the manufactured goods and services, unlike the USA, which only have less than 5%, and Japan that only had less than 3%. The EU shares of the world trade has been stable over the last 10 years. The European Union is the world's largest importer of agriculture and fishery product, on the other hand, which encompasses for about 114 billion euro in the year 2015, followed by the USA, China, and Japan. On the other hand, so why is it the European market is being considered to have a standard or a regulatory standard that they have followed? So many of the countries are aiming, especially the Philippines, including the Philippines also. So Philippines, aside from other countries, are more likely to export our product to the European Union. Why? Because the European Union has established standard in terms of exportation and importation of both products, goods and services. So, the Philippines would like to target this market because the market in the European Union has a more insustainable state. So they have a common tariff that they follow. Unlike other countries that the prices or the market value or the economic value of the fishery product is not stable. In the European Union, on the other hand, they practice a tariff system by which during each season, the same prices that included or being said or being stated on their tariff was being followed. In layman's term, so in us, di ba sa Pilipinas, so we are experiencing na pag season ng isda, di ba, pag marami talaga every time na season talaga ng isda, maraming isda na makukuha sa Pilipinas. Then during that time, the market price of those fishes tend to go lower. Di ba, bumababa or nagiging mas cheaper yung price kapag marami yung volume ng fish natin. Kasi nga, hindi na siya kayang i-consume ng community or the locality. Samantala, sa Europe naman, since meron silang tariff system, yun talaga yung sinusunod. Kung magkano yung price na naka-indicate sa kanilang tariff system, yun talaga yung sinusunod. Kumbaga pa, meron ng fixed price. Whether season man ng isda or hindi man season, so napakalaking opportunity, kumbaga pa para sa atin. It is a greater market compared to other market around the globe that has no certain standard for that one. So since ganun yung tariff system or market ng European Union, mas maganda talaga na i-target, then mas malaki yung pera na pwedeng ipasok sa ating bansa if we go export our product to the European Union or to the EU. So, a brief description about the European Union also from the other related resources. The EU is by far the world's biggest importer of fish, as I've mentioned a while ago. Seafood and aquaculture products, import rules for these products are harmonized. So meaning that the same rule apply in the all EU countries on behalf of all EU member states, the 28 or 27 states under the European Commission is the sole negotiation partner for all non-EU countries. So in questions related to the import condition to seafoods and fishery products. So if a country is planning to import their product to the European Union, so they need to follow a certain process, procedures, and protocol what are being established by the European Union. So the European Union, so simply they are checking if the product's quality is in good term. So sino ba namang country or sino ba namang market ang hindi gusto na ma-ensure na ang product nila ay maganda yung quality or de kalidad yung kanilang mga product. Aside from that, it is also safe. Kasi yung market naman talaga, yung community, sila yung magbe-benefit or sila yung, kumbaga pa yung mga direct consumers natin. So para sa kanilang safety, so we need to ensure that the product is in good quality and is safe and healthy products as well. Okay, the European Union is the world's largest market for fishery and aquaculture products, or the PAPs, and the second largest trader of these products after China. According to 2020 EUMOPA, or the European Market Observatory for Fishery and Aquaculture Product, they report that there are a total of 8.55 million tons of PAPs were imported to exported between the EU and the rest of the world in the year 2029 that value for about 33 billion euro. The European Commission Directorate General for the Health and Food Safety established import conditions for fishery products and shellfish, including bivalves, mollusks. By following these rules, the non-EU countries can guarantee that their export of such product fulfill the same high standards as product from the EU member states, not only with respect to hygiene and consumer safety, but if the relevant, also to their animals' health status. Non-EU countries which are interested in exporting seafoods and fishery products to the EU must be aware of the fundamental principles and philosophy of the European food law, which forms the basis for our import conditions. Okay, so furthermore, the principles of the European food law. So we will be discussing what are the different principles under the European food law. The EU citizens have a legitimate high expectation regarding to the safety and quality of their food. To meet this expectation, EU food law is being implemented. So the principles of the quality management and process-oriented control throughout the food chain, from the fishing vessel or aquaculture farm to the consumer's table. Spot checks and the product alone would not provide the same level of safety, quality, and transparency to the consumer. Kumbaga pa, they will be checking all the necessary requirements needed before importation of the product from the farm, mula sa mga different aquaculture industry, maybe sa mga fish pan, fish cage, or fish pen. So from the different fishing vessels, practicing different method of catching fish. So there are certain law or certain process that being considered for that one. So we have a general rules for fishery products. So this would be the import of fishery products into the EU are subjected for official certification. So if a country are planning to import a product to the EU, so they need first to have a certification, which is based on the recognition of the competent authority or the CA of the noun country by the European Commission. So at least a country must have a CA. For the Philippines, I think we have the BPAR. So for the BPAR will give a certificate of authority, a certification to those traders, or shall we say, the farmers or those industry and factories na nagpaplano na mag-import sa European Union. This formal recognition of relatability of the competent authority is a prerequisite for the country to eligible and authorized to export to the EU. Public authorities with the necessary legal powers and resources must ensure credible inspection and controls throughout the production chain, which cover all relevant aspects of hygiene, public health, and in the case of aquaculture product, also including the animal health and the type of feed being used during the culture period of a certain aquaculture product. So all bilateral negotiation and the other relevant dialogue concerning imports of fishery product must be undertaken by the national competent authority. All other interested parties from the private business wishing to export to the EU should contact their competent authority or their CA, which in turn will communicate to the European Commission. Okay? So the value of international fish trade increased from about 15.5 billion US dollar since 1980 to over 71 billion US dollar in the year 2004, according to FAO. Developing countries have particular benefit from this boom with their net earnings or the exports minus the import, increasing from around 3.4 billion US dollar to over 20 billion US dollar over the same period. This income exceeds the net foreign exchange revenue they earn from any other food commodity, including coffee and tea. So this includes aquaculture and fishery products. Currently, around 77% of fish consumed worldwide as food is supplied by developing countries. The EU is the biggest single market for fish and fishery products worldwide as consequence of an increased consumption per capita in its enlargement to 27 member of state. Kumbaga pa, tumataas talaga yung demand. Kasi nga, EU is considered to be a health conscious country. So, sinisiguro nila na yung mga product or yung mga fishery products na ini-import sa kanila ay talagang safe naman and in good condition. Okay? Considering their health. Next, what are the following multilateral system or the WTO for the World Trade Organization? So first, we have the SPS and TBT agreements. So I think we have bilateral agreement for every country. And they're following a international standard setting or the ISSBS and the Codex Alimentarius for animal health and IPPC for plant protection. The EU legislation for food safety, such as the to be followed, we have the General Food Law, EU Food Safety Legislation, the Official Control Regulation, and EU legislations on IUU fishing also. Regulation to prevent, to deter, and eliminate IUU externed into the ports of since January 1, 2010. So they are promoting, what we call this one, a well managed. So we need to follow what are the legal way of fishing in our country. So they are an advocate in terms of eliminating IUU fishing. So indeed, this is really necessary or across through all country. Because if one country only practice the elimination of IUU fishing, this would be not done by a single country. So we need to follow what are the different rules and regulations being set by the standards of the European country. So European Community or the EC has laid down joint conditions for the import of foodstuff of animal or plant origin, taking into account the need not only to protect consumer health but also to protect the territory of the Union from introduction of animal or plant diseases. So for that, it can be avoided. So the European Commission, Directorate General for Health and Consumer Protection, or the DG SANCO, is responsible for food safety in the EU. Its import rules of fishery products seek to guarantee that all imports fulfill the same high standards as products from the EU member state with respect to hygiene and consumer safety, And if relevant, also the animal health status to be considered also. Not only for human consumption, but also for other domestic purposes, such as the animal health status. The EU bases its systems of government-to-government assurance without the intervention of any private type certification, neither standards such as the International Standardization Organization or the ISO. Okay, so each country na gusto mag-import to the EU must comply with a health certificate. So what is a health certificate? The seafood products to be imported in the EU that are exported rather to the EU must be accompanied by a health certificate emitted by the competent authority or the CA of the country of origin. For us, so we have the BPAR again. This certificate is the official document between the exporting countries and the EU that provides the official guarantees required. As the format and content of the certificate are to be respected, that the cessation is a great tool to understand the requirements. So therefore, your efforts as producers are conditioned to the good performance of whichever authority in your country assumes the responsibility of giving the EU the official guarantees it requires. Kumbaga pa, we really need to follow what are being indicated in the ISO. So we need to have our product to be certified and to be checked with the ISO standard. Okay? So one way to understand some of the key issues around the EU market access and the systems of official guarantees is based on the attestation of the CA signs in the official health certificate required to enter the EU. So at least a country must secure a health certificate first. So this is an example format of a public health attestation if a country would like to export their product at the European Union. So they are really obliged to have a health certification or health certificate. So the health certificate as part of the Food and Veterinary Office of the FBO. So the market access conditions of the EU export for the Food and Veterinary Office or the FBO assess the equivalency of an exporting country's seafood safety regime and determination of the condition required to be met for seafood from that country. The FBO guarantee determine the status of the compliance of the CA in terms of the required of the official guarantees. The FBO also inspection missions are currently undertaken in all exporting countries, and they are basis for establishing confidence between the EU Commission and the CA of the exporting country. All inspection to have a visit and a report are publicly available and published on the FBO website. So they contain findings, references, and if necessary, a recommendation to facilitate the compliance. Hence, seafood can be exported to the EU only from the following. So dapat it is from an approved country. Approved vessels and establishments such as processing plant, a freezer or factory, we have fishing vessels, and the cold storage. So also approved aquaculture establishment and areas. So approved countries, the EU takes three certain criteria into account when drawing up the list of approved countries. So first, the recognition of the equivalence of the relevant competent authority or the CA of the third country to the national authorities of the member of states. So next, the health status of the exporting country as regards animal diseases which are transmissible through animal products. So they need to check that one. For example, in us, di ba, before we enter to other municipality, kailangan mag-putbat muna tayo for us to avoid spreading of a certain disease such as swine flu. Para maiwasan natin siyang pumasok or para hindi siya ma-transmit to other countries such as yung mga common pests na may encounter natin sa mga different agricultural area or common diseases sa different seafood industry. For example, di ba, if you are planning to have a mariculture park or you're planning to culture um, bivalves or mollusks on your municipality or locality such as oyster or green mussel or tahong, so we need to have a certification from the DA and from the DNR. So one of the consideration factor, we need to assure that the source of our seeds or the origination of the supplies is from a legitimate source or supplier. So dapat they certify that their product are in good condition, it is safe, and it is free from any contaminants or free from any diseases. 'Di ba? Alam naman natin na yung mga mollusks or those seafood products are nagkakaroon ng tinatawag natin na food poisoning or red tide, 'di ba? Nagkakaroon sila ng red tide. So if your country is free or there are no record from red tide, then nagko-culture ka, you're planning to culture those mollusks sa iyong area. So dapat yung pagkukunan mo ng source mo, for example, kukuha ka sa Bohol, so dapat you will make sure na ang Bohol walang record ng red tide. Kasi kapag mayroon silang record ng red tide, there will be a great tendency or possibility na kapag dadalhin mo yung mga seeds or yung mga seedlings mo dito sa area, so magkakalat ka lang or magkakaroon na ng red tide yung isang area. So it is one of the way to control any certain circumstances that a country may experience. So isa yon sa dapat na iniiwasan ng EU. So third, so the submission by country concerned of an annual residue monitoring plan for the product concerned. Kumbaga pa, we need to submit an annual report regarding the status and the health status of the factory, including yung mga residue ng plant or ng factory mismo. So, in approved countries also, however, we could summarize that the CA is required to assure the compliance with 3 types of obligation. So, we have 3 types of obligation. So, these are the following. Obligation of resources. So, instrument of production, conditions of handling and processing such as following the HACCP standard or the hazard analysis critical control point, and prerequisite program and traceability program. So we need that one to have an obligation resources. It is our obligation. So the exporting countries may have an obligation of their resources. So they need a certain instrument for their production and to check the conditions and the handling of and the processing also of their fishery product. It may be it is a fresh product, it is a chilled product, a frozen product, or a processed product. So, kasali na doon yung mga canned products natin. Obligation of results. So also, number 2, we have the obligation of results. The safety levels of the products. Also, we need to consider that one. So for example, sa mga culling products, so we need to make sure that the histamine level of our canned product for tuna canned product, it is within the acceptable limit. Dapat nasa acceptable limit siya. Then, free from any type of contaminants and the micro levels, it's in the safe zone. Kumbaga pa, mababa lang yung kanyang microbial count. Okay? Following the HACCP standard. Kasi it was indicated also in the HACCP standard that a product must be free from any microbes or microorganism. Third, we have an obligations of control. Regulatory verification such as effective to be implemented in a certain country that are planning to export in the EU. So they need to have an obligations of control. So meron talaga silang tinatawag na QC at QA, the quality control or the quality assurance that will make sure that this product is in a good state and a good quality. Okay? So by the CA, strict control to certify the product. So if a country is assessed of the approved for export to the EU, it means that it is legislative instruments, structure, knowledge, and systems that are able to provide reliable official assurance to be required by the EU. Okay, so next, we have requirements for food business operators. So kailangan approved vessel and approved establishment. As we have seen so far, the first and most important condition required for a food business operator of the FB or an FBO to export to the EU does not depend on the FBO at all, but rather on the CA that regulates it. First, so assuming that the country is one of the least approved countries, then the CA is responsible to authorize you to export to the EU. So magbibigay si CA ng authorization for you na pwede ka nang mag-export at the EU. The CA also must, in principle, have a complete register of all establishment under its jurisdiction. Kumbaga pa, nakalist na yan. Kasi we have a data for that. We can check for the BPAR and that they have the different listing of the different, yung mga tawag nito, mga licensed operators natin, mga licensed vessel, mga licensed na mga establishment for fishery products. So, merong listing na pinopost or meron sa site ng BPAR. So, I will put that one in the comment section. The link will be provided. Okay? So, as exporting to the EU is not compulsory. It is an establishment decision to seek an approval in terms of the EU requirements in order to access its market. The CE assessment of the compliance is one. Okay, as exporting countries the EU is not compulsory. It is establishment decision to seek an approval in terms of the EU requirements in order to access its market. Kumbaga pa, if you are really planning to export to the EU, so therefore, you need to follow what is the standard of the EU. It's your decision na gumawa or sundin kung ano talaga yung nire-require ng EU. So, ikaw yung maggagawa ng lahat ng process or lahat ng procedure na ano yung mga kailangan para magkaroon ka ng certification or mabibigyan ka ng CA ng authorization na pwede ka na mag-export sa EU. Kailangan nakakomply ka sa lahat ng requirements ng EU. Okay? So the CA also, the CA's assessment for compliance is one of that defines the establishment in line with the EU standards and approves them, or not usually by assigning them into a unique identification code. So, approved establishment, all establishment in the capture or aquaculture production chain, such as hatcheries, farms, fishing vessel, plants or factories, and cold storage. So, must be approved by the CA in regards to the EU requirements for the product that may handle to be eligible for the EU. So, para matawag na eligible, yung different kinds of establishments, so they really need to have a CA approved or authorized or certification na pinalo nila or sinunod nila yung mga EU requirements being stated in the ISO. The list of approved establishment is maintained by the CA and represents all the elements in the production chain that are allowed, provided by companies that export directly to the EU. So, just like what I mentioned earlier, so those establishment na nag-e-export na or nag-i-exist na nag-e-export ng kanilang product sa EU ay meron ng listahan or meron ng record sa CA as well as to the EU. So, for those establishment na meron ng authorization or certification na mag-export sa EU, they also need to comply what are the different requirements kasi hindi na naman mag-e-end na kapag meron na silang nasabit na requirements, they are authorized, they are licensed, or they are certified, hindi na sila magpapalo ng different procedure or the standard of the EU. So, at least, they have an inventory report for around 6 months to 1 year na magsasubmit sila sa EU what is happening on their production line. Okay? So, what are the different requirements ba for the different establishment? As discussed by the CA, for the compliance to the series of requirements which are listed in the public health attestation of the certificate, the first one is come from establishment implementing a program based on the HACCP principles. So, at least establishment are following what are the different HACCP principles. So, HACCP should not be anything new to these days. In general, no company should be processing food if they do not have a full HACCP functional plan. Kumbaga pa, kailangan talaga yan ngayon. Lahat ng factory meron ng tinatawag na HACCP plan. Kasi if they cannot operate, especially yung mga canning industries natin, they cannot operate without a HACCP plan. Kasi it is really an SOP. It is really indeed needed. Okay? The plan and its prerequisite programs such are serves as a living document, and they need to represent the reality of the operations and not just a paper that are being exercised not only to be given in the inspector once in a while. Kumbaga pa, after inspection na sa tingin nila ay yun lang, so dapat after inspection and after submitting all the requirements, they must really obey and they must really follow what are being stipulated on their HACCP plan. So kumbaga pa, hindi lang siya dapat nag-i-end doon sa papel or doon sa requirements, kundi they will continue that one. They will be applying that one. It must be applicable talaga. So the compliance system must be written to be used and applied to the company and not just be read by the CA. Hence, the coherence and user-friendliness are very important to make the system effective beyond what is just being written. Okay? Next.